Hey there, Angel of Galaxy, back with some more channeled messages. Do hope you're all doing well and life's treating you kindly. I'd just like to say, as always, a very, 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 very big thank you to all my subscribers, new and old. Thank you. Honestly, I feel so blessed. I know that this channel is moving quite slowly, but you know, as my son keeps reminding me, you're only 4 months in and it takes time. So yeah, anyway, let's go, shall we? Let's see what we've got going on today. Just like to say thank you again for all those who keep on coming back, because I have a big it's very steady, so it's lovely really. It means that you're enjoying my content, so that's always a blessing. Okay, just remember, you know, Spirit works through us in mystical and mysterious ways. And remember, these messages may not go directly to the intended person. Maybe talk about someone you know. It could be their love lost one, or a situation around you or them. Anyway, you just may be this person who's going to come in and deliver this message, because you're the one watching. If I say male or female, remember we have both aspects, the divine feminine and masculine, so please take it as it resonates. Okay, now I've just got this feeling, Diane, alright. And Carol comes to mind. Okay, so this person may have passed around about winter time sometime, and I feel it's quite recent. This was a huge loss for the family. Alright, thank you. Alright, well, this lady just wants you to know that she's good, she's settled, and she's with our boy. She's with our boy, I'm hearing, alright? And all is well. Okay, thank you for that. Alright, that's just my first quick pop in. Alright. Alright, so I'm hearing Alison. Alison, it's time to find out your family heritage. We are so eager for you to start. And I'm being told it is something you toyed with, but keep putting it off. Only there is a relative way back, whom you'd be flawed by. Oh, so that's that. Yeah, I've always toyed with that. I'd like to do that too. But it's just getting the time, you know. And the know-how, yeah. I suppose what I'm trying to say is go for it, you know. Yeah. So your family history is not dull and boring, I'm hearing. Quite the contrary. It has many twists and turns, so many crazy but wonderful stories. And it would be worth your while. Okay. Oh, this is a message for me as well. Alright, so this soul could have been a man of the cloth, or religious, or he's saying you may have a priest or a holy man in your family lineage. But he doesn't really want to spoil the surprise, so that's why he's going, you may, okay? Alright, thank you. I have the name George with this message, and I hear book house. Don't know what that means. Town centre, a small village maybe, I don't know. So this could have something to do with your history. And I'm hearing Toby really loud. Alright. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Alright, I've got a Kathy. Somebody must be called Kathy. Who's watching? You are my best friend in school. We were so close that we didn't need an entourage of friends. We could talk for hours, not realise the time had flown by. Used to get told off in school constantly for chatting. Yeah, I see it like blonde hair and dark hair. And so one of you must have been blonde and the other dark, okay? There's lots of giggling going on. And a couple of grunts as they're laughing. So I may have snorted. Oh dear. A lot of giggling, yeah. Alright. And I'm just hearing arm in arm. But they also stayed at each other's houses an awful lot. I'm told she lost her mother early on. So you would have lost your mum. Alright, and you must have seen her through the early years after this passing, keeping her strong and motivated to carry on. Alright, thank you. Alright, so trigger warning. This soul may have had bone cancer, and she's coming in with so much love and enthusiasm, as she's so happy to connect and send a message to you. Her life on the other side is helping teenagers and young children who cross over to settle in. She's really enjoying this. And I'm hearing Lane, Tilly, Neil and Steve. Okay, thank you. Just quick ones. Right, for someone, someone's wondering this. One of the most common methods spirits use to let us know that they are still with us is appearing in our dreams. Now, I know I've said this before, but for all who haven't heard, these dreams are very different from our usual ones. They often appear to be extremely real to us emotionally and physically, and that is because they are. Our own spirit bodies will meet up with our loved ones during sleep state on the spirit side of life. Most times the conscious mind does not remember, but when it does, we are reminded of how strong our loving bonds still are. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but there you go. Right. Next I'm hearing, Alright, so I'm hearing as above, so below. And anyone who's very spiritual will understand that. As above, so below is an ancient quote that describes the idea that what happens in a higher realm or plane of existence also happens in a lower realm. It can mean that whatever a person does on earth will be reflected in the spiritual plane, or that whatever happens in nature or the stars is reflected within the human body. Okay, so I'm getting this message. It's a soul who was a person of integrity. His energy feels like truly divine, you know, just it's so different from us earthly bodies. Yeah. So no doubt an earth angel, a light worker who came to serve. Alright. So what do I mean by light worker for all who don't know? Earth angels are sometimes called light workers because we are not here to rest. Light workers, okay. If you identify with this, you most likely feel the depth and largeness of your life purpose energetically within you. It could feel like an inner pressure to help the world, a knowing and a feeling of wanting to make a positive difference. Earth angels are empathic. They feel everyone's emotions, especially the painful ones. Yep. Think of a combination of earth angels being able to feel other people's pain, plus a desire for everyone to be happy, and this makes them natural rescuers. This, though, can sometimes get them into trouble, as they can be prone to enabling, as some of those people can rescue themselves, and this could have been an opportunity for that individual to grow and learn. So this loved one would treat people how he wanted to be treated himself, going that extra mile to ensure all is well with others. No matter how busy he was, he'd find time to listen, advise and act on an issue. His energy others could palpably feel. Radiant, caring, loving. And they would have felt safe and cared for in his presence. So I don't know whether you know somebody like that, or this is you I'm talking to. Above and beyond was his motto, and all who came into contact with him were truly blessed, he thought. Alright, so I'm being told when he reached the other side, he says he was surprised that rescuing stranger and offering outrageous help, also thinking it was his job to fix others. He says he felt if he didn't help, then nobody else could, which just wasn't right, you know. He hadn't considered that focusing more on others was a deflection, so he didn't need to focus on what really needed fixing in his own life. So we all have to remember that. Of course we have to help other people, but when it just goes over and you're drained, because you know there is such thing as draining each other's energy, someone who keeps truly coming back, you know, when they can see that you are not in a place to do so, that can also be, you know, not great. Yeah, so he's telling me that he felt continually drained by those with who took advantage, kind of exploiting his goodwill, if you like. He learned some people choose to live a disconnected life, and he could never do enough for them. He was a safety net for them to get entangled in another crisis because they knew he could come and bail them out. Yeah. So this is a message for a dear friend called Clarence. And I know Clarence because I had a friend called Clarence years ago. It means bright and clear. So maybe he's hoping you won't miss it, you know. In the end, soon after enlisting myself to rescue someone, I started to experience familiar feelings creeping in. Was overwhelmed, too much to do, and started resenting that no one else was helping him. I just felt unappreciated by those, you know, who he did help. I always felt like he should be doing something for himself. Also may feel conflicted about rescuing the person. Maybe the feelings become intensified even more as that person keeps making additional demands to your time, resources, and it's not healthy. A healthy real relationship, I'm hearing. Yeah, it was kind of like a feeling of only feeling loved for what you can do for others instead of being loved for who you are. So I think he's talking about himself, but he's also somebody else on the earth plane, maybe this Clarence or anyone who is listening to this, and it really makes sense. Because it resulted in a downward spiral of low self-worth for him. And he's just saying to all who resonate with this message, a sense of discernment is needed. All right. And as I always say, we're not saying don't help others. That's not right. It's just you'll know yourself when you're so drained, or you're getting sick with viruses, or you know, like flu type of things, and or you're tired, or like he said, like you resent, you know, just rail it in a bit, you know. Help those who need to be helped. But this should always be an exchange, you know, whether it be a hug or whatever. There should be some type of exchange, all right? Yeah. And it's balancing out that is important, isn't it? You know. All right, let's go into my next message. All right, let's do some angel healing words. Today our healing words from the angels are 258. You can call more of us to your side, or to the side of your loved ones, simply by holding the thought that you would like to be in contact with additional angels. The number angel number today is 149. Rest easy about your divinely guided career, as the angels are giving you a wealth of information and ideas. Just trust and follow these ideas, and everything else will take care of itself. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but there you go. All right. So my next message, I'm hearing Candice. Candice loved to create, especially fashionable garments. I had a willowy type of frame and a great love of anything that was beautiful for me. I think she's in the fabric was the key. It set off a whole chain reaction of ideas and intentions to go forth to use my imagination in order to create something exquisite, something rare, something truly special. I'm feeling like feline energy with this lady. So she may have had like those cat-like eyes. And the way she moved, you know. Well, she could have had just lots of cats as well. Life was wonderful, she's saying. I had a happy, full life. And when my time came, I was more than ready to explore all the delights on the other side of the veil. To hang up my earthly boots, so to speak. I was never worried about passing, as most of my treasured family and friends had gone before me. The passing of time had ensured that one by one they waved me off and headed off to meet our Maker. I've always been a strong individual, but also very delicate in some ways. My heart has always been mighty, and the faith in myself had seen me through many a challenge. She's telling me she has one child who is with her in spirit. He crossed when he was relatively young, and she has a surviving daughter on the earth plane called Mabel. She's done so well for herself and continues to make us proud here. My son Mark and I want to send our love and tell her all is as it should be. Now remember, names, dates, you know, they don't always have to be with the, if something within this message makes sense. That's a soul that piggybacks on one message. Bit of an elbow to come in and just give you a message, all right? Okay. So I have an image of a hospital bed and an operating theatre. And she's telling you not to fear the worst, as all will be successful. And I'm hearing they caught it in time. All right. I'm going cold with that. Oh. All right, so Spirit's taking me down to my abdomen. So I don't know why, but I'm getting gallbladder. So take that as it resonates and leave the rest for somebody else to take. All right. So now I'm seeing two children. Could be 7 or 7, and then the other one I would say 13, 14. You know, the ages are a bit difficult, but it could be her grandchildren. And I'm hearing lessons to be learned, so take that as it resonates as well. And she's telling me that someone around you may be dragging their feet, and she wants them to get a move on, alright? You'll know what that means if this is for you. Alright, so now I'm seeing a document that needs to be signed. And it's already been looked over. Just needs that signature. I'm hearing, what are you waiting for? Christmas. Oh dear. With this message I'm getting the names Crystal, Kurt, Louise, Jane, Brad, Laurie, Celine, Matilda, Ryan. Oh, I'm hearing Blue. So Charlotte, Bruce, And the name Sheldon, as I take it, they resonate. There could be people in your environment, people watching, people on the other side, family members, people you work with sometimes come through. I've had people come through who actually I didn't really like at work, but thinking, what are they coming through for? But in fact, probably because I didn't really like them, because they weren't very nice people. That may be why. Okay. Alright. Let's do a poem before my other message. So, rest in peace. You are not forgotten, my love, nor will you ever be. As long as life and memory last, your soul will live with me. I'll miss you now, my heart is sore, as time goes by. I miss you more. Your loving smile, your gentle face, no one can fill your vacant place. I don't know who the author is, but thank you. Alright, let's go into my next message. So my next message, as you know, if you've watched my channel before, that I'm clairaudient among all my other clairs, and I like spirit to come through with the song. They will play the song, and then I, in my head, and I will work it out, because within this song there's a message, okay? So everybody loves somebody, alright. Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow. Something in your kiss just told me my sometime is now. This is one romantic soul who wanted to come through with this song. So the song could accompany a very, very special memory. The lines, you know, the chorus, the title, the date at which was released, which would have been around about 1962, I believe, or 64 maybe, I don't know. 60s anyway. So 60s could be relevant. It doesn't have to be that particular day. So with this soul. So everybody finds somebody someplace, and that place was a dance hall where I noticed this vision of loveliness from the other side of the room. Beautiful, but shy. I knew I needed to ask you to dance. Before some other chap snapped you up, He's saying that he had just about given up on finding someone special, but so glad that he didn't. As the song states, there's no telling where love may appear. Something in his heart kept saying, this someplace was here with you, even though you didn't know each other at the time. How romantic, oh wow. So, if I had it in my power, wow, so you had all the qualities his dream girl would possess. So much so, he'd like to arrange for every girl to have your charms. Then every minute, every hour, every boy would find what he found in your arms. So much so he wished to share his fortune, as he was so in awe of you and still is. I'm hearing, not a day went by that I did not worship her and thank the Lord for blessing me. I missed her when we were apart, however short that time may be. I'd rush back to be with her, and this never changed after all the years we spent in this beautiful union. This man was of course very romantic, loving and caring. In his words, lucky and blessed. So how can we describe you? Let's see. Virgo comes to mind. I feel he was very generous, and gifts would be his love language. But not cheap though, you know. He tells me you were worth all the diamonds in the world, although he was not that wealthy long. Lolly, no, I don't know what, Laurie. There is a name called Laurie. I don't know why that's coming up there. I wanted to say it, but it's not coming out properly. I'd say he had a bit of a weight on him, but as he aged, he was still physically fit. Dark hair when he was younger, an average sized nose and facial hair, I'm feeling, and had a really good sense of humour. I feel he was like really well liked by both sexes as well. Oh, I'm not sure why, but I'm seeing a printer, so may have worked with one, or some memory regarding prints. Take it as it resonates. And I'm feeling you may have been a housewife, but had aspirations to work in an office, maybe a secretary, you know. I think he wanted you to be, you know, like a housewife, yeah. I suppose this was quite far back, isn't it? 60s as well. And then I'm just hearing everybody loves somebody sometime. And although my dream was overdue, your love made it well worth waiting for someone like you. Oh, that's beautiful, thank you. So we have Sam, Ken, Irving, Leonard, Kelly, Martha, Jane, Erica, Linda, Sally, and I've got Alison as well. Alright, thank you for that. Right. Okay, that's great. Alright, let's see if we can pick some cards in. Don't think I've got very long, but we'll try. Right. So we have freedom. We have curiosity. And we have upheaval. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is that somebody is really, really wanting freedom in their life. Maybe you don't want to stay where you are. You want to change a position, maybe a house. Remember, this is general. Could be a person, you know. But you're a little bit worried about that. Now I see here that you've come through this door into somebody else's house. So there is this curiosity here. And when we open up to that, you know, we're considering, are we brave enough to go exploring? Are we brave enough to become free in whatever situation this may be? But what we could be worried about here is the upheaval that this may cause. Sometimes we make things worse by feeling that, don't we? You know, yeah, things can always change on a whim as well, and sometimes it's not through your own, you know, your own fault. Yeah, I feel someone really wants to be feeling more in a stable situation. This could be work, this could be moving home, this could be also moving away from a partner. You know, it depends. Yeah, but you see here, they're all here just minding their own business, but this crow's being a little bit cheeky and it's just wandering in to see what is going on. And I think that's what you really need to do, because look, we can be scared about the future and thinking, oh my gosh, you know, upheaval, it's not great, you know, it's a big shake-up. And this could bring about a really beautiful, fortunate, you know, future for you. But until you move into this situation here, to find out whether freedom will be okay for you. I do feel like, yeah, somebody who is working in a factory watching this as well, and is fed up of just the toil, you know, the same old repetitive work. And Spirit is saying to you, get out there and find what other job is going to make you happy. You know, yeah, maybe you may feel like money's very tight and that could be a problem if you step out of that job. But why don't you just look for different jobs to start with, you know? You don't have to jump from that job and straight into that. And this is where this is going to come in. I always think of curiosity killed the cat. But no, I think it's good to be curious.